Hello, gamers, and welcome back into welcome back into Timberborn. We are on episode 12 of our Iron Teeth playthrough, and today we are going to kind of split our focus between expanding our industry over here, as well as getting this Badwater doing some work over on this Badwater discharge here. So let's go ahead and slot in a discharge. We're gonna need to increase our gear production, because currently that's gonna need more gears than we have, but we want to keep our bot factories up and running. So let's also get another gear workshop in here. We'll get a bot in there. And I should probably think about deleting these, and that'll happen. So we've got a few more bots to get in here. Let's get one there, and let's get one here. Sweet. Now we got a couple workers that don't have any jobs, but we've prepped this. We'll just turn on this builder's hut for now, and we'll come check out this. We're gonna need some more wood income because of our bots. They take a lot of wood, so we will dynamite this down and see kind of what we can get in terms of our green space. Once they place all these, I'll blow them, and then we can get some stairs up to both of these sides. Cool. And it makes sense to also have some storage for a few things over here. Let's grab some dynamite storage and some... let's make this low priority. They can't even get to it yet. These should be high priority. Prioritize, obtain. Okay, so I'm thinking we want to take this Badwater off the map. And for now, I can just kind of dump it over here. So if we were to get, really want to get this cap on before I start messing with anything so that we can make sure our beavers don't get contaminated. So how deep is this? 2. 3 is going to be too much. Yeah, maybe a 2 here. Yeah, okay. If you don't know, if you press X on a tile, it will give you this overlay. And you can tell by the shading, so, the solid block means that this is at the same level, the sort of more filled in block means it's lower, and the less filled in block means it's higher than the level you're looking at. Anyway. It's gonna be kind of a mess, but it'll be temporary, so that's fine. Cool. And they can get over there. Actually, probably a bridge is a better call, huh? It's going to be pretty expensive. So, what do we need for 1, 2, 3? A 3 bridge will do it. Yeah, even just a 2 will... No. We'll put that in there. Cool. So we'll get that cap in. Let's return to our industry and make sure that we don't have a bot for that, right? Okay, because we slotted them in, but we'll have another bot right now. Okay, perfect timing. Right on. Okay, we can detonate this. Cool. And let's get up here and get some more dynamite in. Just kind of see. You can only plant this far anyway, so we'll just go out to there. And the same on this side. Here. Cool. That'll give us some more trees. And how... So I'm thinking I can just put it in because we're not going to have a pathway over to it yet. We do a tunnel. Where do we want this tunnel? One lower than this. So let's say we do a tunnel through here. What's that look like? Yeah, that's the correct tile. Tunnel through here, and then boom, our Badwater just flows right out. That will be good for now. Yeah, that'll be fine for now, because I'd like to start kind of drying this area out. So we need to give the Badwater another way to exit so that we can dam this up. Cool. Let's speed this up here. We've got another worker with no job, so we've now got to come and connect some stuff. Okay, let's just connect everything, but pause some things. Stay very low, very low. You can actually be paused. And then these should be on low. And now we got some space for some more haulers. Cool. Okay, we still got jobs for more bots that come online. And this is going to soak up all our gears pretty much. Once we get there. This is done already. Cool. And then they probably can't reach those. Put a little path in for them. They can reach that to dynamite it. So it also makes sense to get some plank storage in here. And maybe even get some wood storage in as well. Okay. Also need gears and metal blocks over here. It's probably worth just going ahead and putting those in as well. Gears. Metal blocks. Cool. Let's slot in another bot into this gear workshop here. Wait, this one here. Cool, cool. Yeah, and we can get you planting. Should be able to get everything once we detonate. Yeah, you can get all the way. You can get all the way to there. And all the way out of here. Yeah, we'll need to mark that for cutting. Did we get it? I think so. I think we got all that too. Awesome. That's coming along. We are really chewing through our gear supply. Get a bot. I think I want to wait for one more. That's fine. I can just go in there, and then the next one I'll have a spot to work. Another drought. This is giving water. Make sure everything is looking good. 2.8 days. Yeah, so we can make this tank even bigger. That is definitely something we could do. I was thinking about making it wider, but then I kind of like how it's 12 wide because that means we can get, you know, a bridge over it if we need to, if we want to in the future. So I think I'll keep it 12 wide for that reason, and then just have to extend this out even more. Nice big pool of water. Oh, it might not be getting its full complement of power. No, we're doing great. We're doing fine on our power supply right now. Cool. Alright, we got all the metal in there, all the explosives in there, just waiting on the gears. That's going to kind of slow down our bot production using all the gears over here, unfortunately. So I think it's time to get rid of one of these, get even more gears in. Gears are just... you need a lot of gears for bots, and this is probably more than we need because we're spending so many gears on the Badwater discharge right now. But it'll be nice to have a good supply of gears coming in. This guy can get all these, right? Yeah, we're just full on logs. This gets a little contaminated, so getting some mitigation for that is going to be good. Yeah, the other thing we can get into now that we've got bots is terraforming. So think about where we want to put our excavators. Having them close to the rest of the industry makes sense. So I'm thinking around here. But we've got a power shaft running down there, so it's got to miss that. Yeah. And how much does all that cost? 2k science, 1k science. So we should be good. Just where do I want to put this? So this just comes straight, right? Go straight through there. We can use that to power our excavator. So like right next to that sort of makes some sense, but kind of want to dynamite stuff down. This is not at the same level as this though. That's unfortunate. I'm just not seeing a place right now where I love the idea of having the excavators. So that's making me a little bit indecisive. And this is in, cool. We will just keep that sealed for now. Let this evaporate a bit. Yeah. Should be safe to get in here now. So let's do that. Get around here. Maybe it makes sense to just actually dynamite this one, and then we can just run a spiral staircase in there. Yeah, that looks good. This can be deleted. Cool. And yeah, excavators, where are they gonna go? I think this is the spot. I think that's the spot for him. But I got a little bit of dynamiting to do. So we'll come up here and we'll want triples. Maybe it'll just go right here actually. So can it fit there? There's the power shaft. Let's unlock it. So we would want it. Yeah, it'll fit there. Well, we've got the spiral staircase. Yeah, we'll have it here. I think. Be right by the power. Yeah, so this will all need to be triple dynamite to just mark what needs to be dynamited here. Right? Yeah, okay. Triple dynamites in right there. And we'll pop our first excavator in. I don't really need to do all this, but then it'll be on the same level as the power and be on the same level as the rest of our industry. Just look a little bit cleaner. Let's go in here. Loving the spiral staircases. Boom. Okay. And I've already got a little bit more of this done. And we can also put in some levees. Do I just wait for terrain and then I can kind of fill that in with some terrain? Why am I doing this again? Why did I decide? Yeah, we just want to... I don't even really need this. Well, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah, we'll fill that in with some terrain. So in that case, we'll need another small pile up here for dirt. And we'll come over there and that way, and we'll start doing some terrain work in there. Okay. It's done. And our power shaft's right there. So this should have power. Yes, it does. Could I put that? Did I do more than I needed to? It's fine. And we'll get rid of this. Don't need any of this stuff. Just need a path right here. And we're gonna need some dirt storage for that. So I think it's time we... this takes treated planks as well. So we should get our treated plant guy back in here. Let's make him a bot. We'll get our tapper back in. We'll just leave that as a beaver. And we've got a couple more bots to play with. Let's get them in the extract. Well, actually, we'll need bots for this. We are spending science like it's nothing. It kind of is nothing at this point. It's just power. Just power for the number cruncher. So do that and put in a tiny overhang. Oh, this, I can't even fit a third. That was... I can if I raise it up. Okay, what about a medium warehouse right here for gears? I want to store more gears. And then... yeah, okay, yeah, this works. And then a large pile right here. How are we going to get up to that? We don't need a spiral staircase for it. I think we just go straight like this. This will be dirt. Okay, and then these really, I already told them to be iron bots, good. So the next few iron pots will go in there. And we can set up some more storage. This has already got storage nearby. Be good if you had some logs near you. So let's give you... we'll put some logs here. And we'll put some... Your planks can go there. Okay. Now we got planks close to the gear workshop as well. Cool. That's a little bit more storage. Maybe that was not the way to do it because now I can't stack anymore. But that's okay. And we have dirt coming in. So let's come back over here. We'll unlock the terrain block. Hopefully we have enough science. Yep, do. And how are we going to do this? Let's come up to... I think I just want to square it off, actually. So do something like this. Just kind of... You can also fill in this path now. Cool. All right. And check on our tunnel, see how that's doing. Yeah, we need more path. Yeah, I'm realizing now that all I needed to do was was put a Badwater cap on this, and this tunnel is not as necessary. It makes some sense to move our pumping, Badwater pumping up there, though, because these pumps are actually slightly reducing the water flow that goes through here. So since they're taking out water before it goes through the channel, they're slightly reducing our power. And we might be able to observe that when the beavers start pumping again. Right now, one of these wheels is producing 82 horsepower. Let's check, as they pump in this next day, what if this affects the power. I believe, I mean, I've had setups before where it does, and yeah, look, we're going down a little bit. We're going down slightly because we're not getting as much water moving through here because we're pumping some of it. And it's kind of minor. It's only like 4 horsepower, but that's 4 horsepower per wheel. And then we get down here, and it's probably even more market. It's probably more like 12 horsepower that we lose. So adding all that up, that's, you know, a couple hundred horsepower we could be getting. You could also say, well, if you want a couple hundred more horsepower, add another wheel at the bottom. So, you know, maybe it's not a big deal. Okay, so this is coming along, and I'm sort of realizing that maybe it's mostly a vanity project. Don't think this needed to get done now that we have the cap on there. And we sort of want to just let the rest of this stuff evaporate before we start working over here. So what can we do in the meantime? We can clean this area up. Having terrain is quite nice. Cool. Get that filled in there. Maybe fill this in right here too. We could expand this tank more, but you've already seen lots of me fiddling with the tank. "21 days. Still probably not quite enough time to do what I wanted to do down here. This is going to take a major redesign, and I want a bit more workforce before we get into that. Get all these jobs filled with bots, and maybe even get a few bots to help with the building, so that we can get that done in a very timely fashion, because we'll want to get it done during a drought so that we're still set up for a bad tide. And it's not the most important thing in the world anymore, because we've got all this good water to tide us over. But yeah, that'll be something that we'll think about for future. And now, is that everybody replaced with bots? I think it is. Cool, yeah. So now we sort of need to decide what we're going to use the bots for, the extra bots for. Let's just slow down a bit and figure out what our next step is. We can use bots for pumping over here. That makes a lot of sense because we've got power close by. And we can even add some more power wheels in here. These get pretty good production during a bad tide, so I think throwing down a few of these will just give us a little bit extra. And that'll allow us to also power some chargers to replace all these guys with bots. And you should be able to get around and build everything if I extend this path. Cool. And then we want power just to come right in there, and then it connects up with the network. And where do we want to charge these guys? We could just have a path light right here. Put in a couple of chargers. Maybe there for now. Just throw down a couple chargers. And all this area, now I kind of want to move these tanks. What do we do? What do we do in this area? What can this be? More tanks, maybe? Yeah. It's not quite. Whoa, bummer, huh? So I move them over one, move these chargers somewhere else, because I could put tanks. I can put 3 deep if I readjust this. We can have our chargers somewhere else. There's plenty of spots where we can have chargers. So do that. And then actually this path is just arbitrary, so we can move it. More water. And we'll get some speed going again. And charging. Charging can be maybe here. Yeah. Cool. So, you're a bot. Since we're full on water, we'll just go ahead and switch all these guys over to bots right now. Six beavers with no jobs. So, what do we want? I think more haulers. Having haulers is so nice. Alright, they're working on that. This is quite a bit to build. We're gonna have so much freaking water storage though, it's gonna be awesome. And can kind of start cleaning up this. I think we'll pause a couple more of these guys. I really don't want this to be drying out anymore. So, yeah, we can kind of switch all our pumping to over here eventually. Don't know if that'll quite be enough water for us. We will have to kind of find that out as we go. But this tunnel's probably all done. Yeah, it is. Okay. We kind of talked about putting some gravity batteries over here. Should I have just done like triple dynamite down here? Put some more wheels in? Probably. Start doing like a snake thing. Yeah, the tunnel was not really what I want to be doing here. Okay. Alright. That's fine. We want to get up here. That's what happens when I don't plan the episode. I don't know if you guys can tell. I did not plan what I was gonna do in this one. So yeah. Okay. So this should be generating power for us. Got more beavers with milk. So beavers builder's hut. There we go. Because this can be opened up, generate power. So you're gonna want to get up here, and I think we'll cut these trees down. Maybe do I just remove them? I'm just so like I'm so reticent to remove oaks because it's quite a few logs. Can't quite reach everybody, so we'll put you here, and you can get all this. Yeah, let's do it. We will cut the oaks down, dead oaks down, and we want to get power over here. So, how do we do that? We can come out here. Not in a very elegant way. And come over this way. Kind of miss everything. Might look sort of okay-ish. Can go over the path. That's super bad. Okay, I think we'll do this. Let's come out here. Let's actually... I'd really like you to cut this tree down, huh? You can't. Oh, that makes sense. Can't either. Can you? You can. Will you? That's the question. Oh man, this is gonna look ugly. Okay. That's fine. Power shot. Boom. And we'll do something like this. Okay. Discounted that. Okay, now we gotta come from this side. Can't really do it without getting rid of trees. I mean, I can, I just have to come from this way, which is really, really far out of the way to kind of do this. But that's okay, I think. Let's just dynamite this down. So it's sort of all at the same level. Probably can't get there. Oh boy. These can probably be built from this path. So power is going to come right along this way. Right along this way. So we'll mark it right here. So we kind of want our path on the other side because it'll intersect these trees. So come here. Come here. And put in some path. Okay. Now we need to get across. And maybe a bridge is a good candidate to get across here. This is only 3 wide. So we'll just put one of those in like that. Cool. And then these power shafts can also go in. Sweet. Alright. Quite a bit of work for them. And we're kind of woefully behind with our storage. And these have platforms. They cannot have any platforms over them. Okay. Gonna have to keep an eye on our gears. I think we're producing enough for our bot production right now because they're positive, you know, they're going up. It looks like we're a bit behind on planks though, so I think getting some more planks in is gonna be good. So let's go ahead. We need some more workplaces for bots anyway. Get some more planks going. And our metal blocks, okay for now, but we'll probably want to add another smelter. This is a little awkward, but maybe we can like throw a bot charging station back here or something. That's fine. Okay. More planks. That's great. Hey, and we were able to cut that tree. Great. Getting to work on everything here. I would like to start getting this these trees harvested here. So it makes sense to also put in a wood storage for you, but maybe it's fine without it. So this will all slowly evaporate. Once this pool evaporates, wow, look at that timing, huh? Once that pool evaporates, I think we can start planning how this is all gonna look. So we can't get over here yet. Let's delete, well, delete these old paths at least. Ancient paths at this point. Just leave that one there for now. Maybe we'll go back over. So yeah, this is all done, so you can be paused. I was talking about decommissioning this. Maybe now is the time. I mean, we're just not going to replant anything here for now. Okay, and then that would make it a little easier. Yeah, we'll just come through. Well, let's see, the two-way comes to here, so it kind of makes sense to just like come up over here right now. And then, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we want to be able to keep this all irrigated. So in that case, we need to dynamite down this channel. So we'll want double dynamite to bring this all to the same level. Maybe this is actually a 3-wide channel here. We'll take that down. That needs to be a triple, actually. Take this down to there. Yeah, something like this. Okay. And then I'm thinking like a deep pit here that gets filled up along this. And we don't really need this area over here. So maybe we'll just fill that in with some terrain. And as nice, that's probably not the right way to put that. As nice as it would be to have like kind of a cool shape for this, don't know if I'm willing to sacrifice the efficiency for a cool shape. So we'll just stick this in here and square this up. Dynamite there. It's gonna need to be deeper. That can be a triple, right? Can be a triple. And get this squared up. So that's gonna be down. We want this to come across. Okay, and then maybe something like this, perhaps? Maybe like this. Cool. And then that is a lot of stuff for them to do. So this would be. I should move these the other direction. Yeah, that. So definitely a good idea to bring some dirt over here. Where's the best place for it? Yeah, okay. There's fine. Dirt. Bring. And the staircase is not... None of this is important anymore. So we don't need to worry about like lining that up. Something like this. Cool. Come down here. Okay. That's good start to getting the vision worked out here. Just wondering if this is going to be a big enough tank. Probably not, honestly. But it really its only job is to just keep this irrigated through the drought. But yeah, I think let's at least take one tile off here. Give us a little more to work with. And let's actually get rid of this as well. Something like this. Okay, yeah. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Nice big tank. And this all wants to be doubles down here. And then this can all be singles. Okay. Awesome. And some storage for some other stuff would be good. So we want dynamite. We want some extract. We already have dirt over here. Some logs and planks would be good. Go logs and planks. Cool. I could just put in dams right here. That's kind of what I want to be there. I actually want the dams right here, so that's fine. Okay, that's some good work for them to do. What did we get done over here? He's just still chopping this down. Oh, we forgot about all this we were doing. Doesn't really surprise me too much. Alright, power. Get the power in. Platforms. Yeah, go on. Just put some platforms in there. Bring the power straight across. Cool. Getting the power up here for some more water wheel shenanigans, and then eventually we'll want to get into those ruins probably pretty soon, honestly. How we doing? Yeah, our metal situation is getting pretty low. We got more scrap metal kind of dotted around, but I'd like to get some permanent metal. There's more scrap metal up there. There's quite a lot of scrap metal on this map, and it's quite a big map, so there's a lot we can do. Oh, and we got lots of bots. And what are we going to do with them? Already got all bots in here. Don't really care about this pumping anymore. Could get our bots pumping Badwater. So we can get them a charger right here. Yeah, let's do that at least. And just stick a charger, throw one over here right now. Okay. Some more builders in. Right, not connected by any paths. Still have more bots. So, probably makes sense to start getting some huts in for bots as well. We can get them to do the food, actually. So, charger right there. And there'll be a bot, please. So will you. Make sure to get that charger done soon. And yeah, we need some more of these posts over here. think, yeah, these are all maxed out. So we'll go another 4 hauling posts in, future proofing. But only one of them really needs to be a high priority. And very low, 10 workers. Sweet. Still got a couple bots to spare. I don't quite know. Oh, yeah, these are all bots, huh? Doing maybe get another smelter in, but we need to up our extraction over here. So let's do that. I don't want to make these guys bots because they're so far away from the charger. And pretty soon it'll be time to kind of just like rip out all the industry, rip out everything around here, and kind of rebuild this up. So getting this secondary area in is going to be sort of our first attempt at like a more permanent settlement, I think. So let's blow all this dynamite and see what everything looks like here. See if I got this right. Oh. The stairs. Gonna have to fix that. Okay. That's pretty good looking. I didn't quite get things right, of course, so let's get a couple things in there. Come down to here. Blow that up. And some dams across there, just so we remember that that's what we want. And then this will want probably a sluice. Yeah, sluice here. Levees. Something like that. Ooh, that was close. That was close. And do we get somebody to chop all these trees down? Yeah, it's kind of a good time to do it, because we're using some logs here. Cool. All right, well, filling this up will be something we take a look at in the next episode. We'll figure out how, if we can fill this. We do need to... It's not... Okay. Okay, what do we need to do to fill this up? We need to delete those for sure. And it'll fill because we don't have all the dams in here, but... Yeah, so these can't really be dams, actually. They sort of need to be floodgates, perhaps. Or just nothing. Just nothing for now. It's okay. But then we only get 2 tiles in here. It's not really going to be enough to keep this going. I'd like to get a little bit more than that. So I think replacing these with levees would be good, but we've got this power line running through here. Don't need to be paused. So gotta do a little cleanup right there and kind of figure out how this system's going to work. So that will be for the next episode. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thanks for the likes and the views, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really helps a lot. So yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.